He shattered my little sister's shin with a landscaping shovel, so I made sure he became a prisoner in his own home. My sister, Lily, is 10 years old and thinks the world is made of sugar. She loves gardening. She spent all spring planting tulips along the edge of our property line. Then there was Caleb. Caleb is 24, a college dropout with a temper that shakes the walls of his house. Last Tuesday, Lily's ball rolled 2 inches onto his grass while she was watering her flowers. Caleb didn't ask her to move. He stormed out, grabbed a shovel, and swung it like a baseball bat. He aimed for the ball, he said, but he hit Lily. The sound of her shin snapping is something I hear every time I close my eyes. The police called it a neighborhood dispute and said, without video evidence of intent, it was just an accident. Caleb smirked at me from his porch while the ambulance took my sister away. I looked at that smirk and realized the law wasn't designed to handle monsters, but I was. I didn't go over there screaming. Screaming is for people who want to be heard. I wanted to be felt. I needed to dismantle his life from the inside out. I spent the next week just watching him from the darkened window of my bedroom. I learned the rhythm of his existence. He worked the graveyard shift at a factory, leaving at 10 p.m. and returning at 6 a.m. He slept until noon. He lived alone in a bungalow that had seen better days, but the most important detail was his carelessness. He kept his spare key under a potted plant by the back door, the oldest trick in the book, used by the most arrogant kind of fool. The first time I went inside, I didn't want to hurt him physically. I wanted to corrode his sanity. I waited until he was at work. The house smelled like stale pizza and dirty laundry. I moved through the rooms like smoke. I didn't break anything. Instead, I went to a pet store and bought some cockroaches you'd buy to feed a lizard or something, but I got them for Caleb instead. I set up a quick mechanism so the cockroaches could release when he opened up his kitchen counter and see them spread out in front of him. I even set up a nice small camera to get the whole reaction. It all went according to plan and got to see him scream and panic when he opened up his kitchen counter at around 6 p.m. But that wasn't enough. 3 days later, I escalated. I went in while he was asleep. I stood over him on the couch, listening to him snore, holding a Polaroid camera. I took a photo of his sleeping face, inches away. I taped it to the bathroom mirror. On the bottom, I wrote in red marker, "Nowhere is safe, not even your home." I also left one of Lily's gardening gloves on his pillow. He didn't sleep that day. I saw him pacing the living room, holding a baseball bat, checking the locks every 5 minutes. He called the cops, but they found no forced entry. They told him he was probably stressed and imagining things. He was isolated. He was cracking. The finale was a symphony of fear. It was a Tuesday night, his night off. A thunderstorm was rattling the windows. I cut the power to his house from the external breaker box. The lights died instantly. I was already inside, waiting in the hallway. I wore all black and a plain white mask. I heard him scrambling, cursing, trying to find his phone. "Who's there?" he screamed, his voice cracking. "I have a gun!" He didn't. He was bluffing. I lit a single match. The flame illuminated the mask just enough for him to see me. I whispered, voice dropped low. "Lily says hello." He didn't try to fight. The tough guy act evaporated. He let out a high-pitched shriek, dropped the bat, and bolted for the back door. He tripped over his own coffee table, scrambled up, and sprinted into the rain, running barefoot down the street like a demon was chasing him. He refused to go back inside. He stayed at a motel for 2 weeks. Allegations emerged that he had suffered a psychotic break, fueled by paranoia. He listed the house for rent and moved 3 towns over. Lily is still in a cast, but she's planting tulips again. And Caleb, I hear he sleeps with the lights on now.